because he played in a time of Messi and Ronaldo, you can forget his numbers are incredible. 511 goals in club football and 866 appearances. That is absolutely different class.
Yeah.
But again, because of Messi and Ronaldo skewing the stats, but he's like that next one down.
This feels like an era-defining retirement.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
This was like, even I suppose Messi and Ronaldo were the primary, like, football became the NBA type thing where you support a superstar rather than necessarily a team.
Yeah.
But Zlatan was always that person who was above any team he played, to his detriment in some instances. But this genuinely, I'm still, I think it'll take a bit of time to actually comprehend this particular retirement.
There was always this idea with Zlatan, obviously completely incorrectly, that he wouldn't cut it in the Premier League. It was always this really sort of stupid, very reductive idea about him. He was aware of it because that's a man whose ego can be pricked. Let's be honest. And he was, even then he was into his 30s, wasn't he? When he came over, he was fantastic. Shut everybody up.
Yeah. Well, fantastic is his first season. I mean, he scored 28 goals in 46 games in that first year for Manchester United, which on paper is a hell of a record for a guy that old. I thought it was a very, very brave and bold move that he came to Manchester United at that age, considering that he wasn't as mobile as he has been. We know he's forever young, and he just retired at 41 playing in Serie A, for crying out loud. I think when he moved on from Manchester United, it was time to do it because people said he kind of held up the play sometimes and they weren't as quick.
Yeah, to a point, but it's interesting when you speak to people and read about the period at United after he left.
Yeah.
Because he took something out of that dressing room, which only he brought. He had a level of discipline. He had almost a spoken, because it's Ibrahimović, and unspoken just effects on how everyone carried themselves.
Yeah.
And this idea that, like, come on, not even just like you play for Manchester United, but I'm playing here as well. We're taking this a bit more seriously.
Yeah.
He there's really interesting stuff about I don't want to get into it too much, but in terms of like his effect on Paul Pogba was quite pronounced because Pogba really respected him.
Yeah.
And there was a sense that with him there, and he's also one of those players that other footballers respect.
Yeah.
Full stop. And so I suppose I've just explained it there, but someone like Pogba being deferential to him was quite a big deal. And he genuinely held the place together at a time when, well, as we saw, eventually afterwards, it did fall apart. But he was a big loss.
He won a treble at Manchester United. Europa League, League Cup and the Community Shield. He didn't play in the Europa League final, but I think that was the only major European trophy he won in his career, surprisingly.
Also, and maybe we can throw Mbappe in this, but do you think he was one of the few players to go to PSG and be insulated because of who he was?
Possibly. I mean, it was... So at the time, he left AC Milan after a successful period there, a couple of Serie A titles. And of course, they wouldn't win the league again until he returned when he was he 39 or 40? I forget now. It was absolutely incredible when he went back there. And
he won league titles everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, so since when he went back to AC Milan in 2019, you look at the time he played at Milan. He's 78 appearances, 37 goals. He's not there just for a good time. He's contributing. I mean, in the 2021 season, he scored 17 goals in all competitions. He scored 19. He scored 15 in the league in 19 appearances. That's just different gravy. The man is an absolute giant of the game, and I think because he played in a time of Messi and Ronaldo, you can forget his numbers are incredible. 511 goals in career total in club football and 866 appearances. That is absolutely different class.
Yeah.
But again, because of Messi and Ronaldo skewing the stats, but he's like that next one down. You've got those two are way out in front, and Ibrahimović is not that far behind them. And we should always remember that, because every team he played for, it was absolute box office.
And then, there was a sense that, he's actually got so much more left in the tank that he can go back to AC Milan. And as you say, it's not just for a holiday. I think you can also make an argument that he's a club legend at Ajax, Juventus, Inter, PSG,
Milan.
And AC Milan.
Yeah.
Which is quite astonishing.
It is.
I also think, Manchester United have had a lot of brilliant players over the years. I still think it's quite cool that Zlatan Ibrahimović played for Manchester United.
I do. I totally agree with
you. We've got to mention the overhead kick against England.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
When he had so many critics in this country for some reason, and then he does that, and I think
was it part of a hat trick? Was it part of 4?
It was a 4-2 victory away. And Ryan Shawcross, much as he tried, he couldn't get that one off the line.
Also, was he responsible for the first viral goal? You know, the Ajax goal
one.
Yeah.
Oh, when he rounded everybody.
Yeah. Some people twice.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Just a phenomenal player. You can go on and on and on and on and on. And you know, the AC Milan fans bid farewell to him with a huge tifo reading "God-bye." In their final game against Verona last
Doesn't
night.
work.
But you get the sentiment. And Verona fans...
They were booing him, weren't they?
They were booing him, yeah. And even when he's speaking in one of the many languages that is not his native tongue, he says, keep booing, this is the biggest moment in your year, seeing me. You know, even then, you know, he's a... Because one can think, can it be contrived? And at times, you know, the whole I am Zlatan thing and so on, and it did get a little bit tiresome at times. But when you see him in that moment and he turns around like a comedian dismissing a heckler, it's kind of like, he is that guy.
Yeah.
He is.
Also, he's probably not wrong.
Yeah.
Weird to see them in tears or see him in tears as well. It's what a really beautiful moment. It's worth digging out the footage and watching his goodbye.
Cheers for watching another fantastic clip from the Football Ramble podcast. Make sure you click like on this video and subscribe to the channel, which means you will not miss a single upload.